Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. Our scenario is The Code. It was written by Chris Lackey, and it's part of a collection of scenarios entitled Mansions of Madness, Volume 1. It's available from Drive-Thru RPG. Our game master is John Hook, and this is Episode 3. Our recap will be given by Jesse Aponte as his character, Reginald Lynch. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Jesse?
Alrighty. This is from the Journal of Reginald Lynch. April 2nd, 1925. Tomorrow, I shall see a friend and a mentor of mine by the name of Kenneth Connolly, a retired professor of physics from Miskatonic University, where I'm currently employed as a professor of geology. Always the eccentric inventor, Connolly has invited me to his manor in Hampton, New York, to be present for the unveiling of a supposed great scientific discovery. I'm on the rail lines now, making my way to his estate with bated breath. I haven't seen the poor fellow for nigh on 5 years, and I'm sure we will have a great many things to discuss. But for now, I shall enjoy watching the landscape pass by through the window as I make my way over to Rutland, where I shall meet up with an acquaintance and fellow friend of Kenneth's, Judge Rayner Mesman, where we will take an auto driven by another acquaintance to the manor proper. I have not had the pleasure of meeting this individual, but surely if he is a friend of Kenneth's, then he must be someone of high character and respect for Kenneth to invite him over. I look forward to the meeting. I believe I shall catch some Z's in the meantime. Unspecified date, 1925. Time is irrelevant. That much is clear. My God. The events of that day will be burned in my mind for the rest of my life. But I digress. I must record the events to the best of my memory. But to be honest, I don't even think I can trust that much anymore. I arrived at the Rutland station at 4 p.m. and met with the judge and his friend Ethan Donnelly, a former vet of the Great War. He must be admired for his service. Seems a little odd, though. I can't imagine the experiences he must have gone through. He shared our unit with Kenny, so they must have been brothers in arms. We stopped off for fuel and encountered another of Kenny's friends on his way to the manor, a Mr. Driscoll Wallace, an entrepreneur who insists on being called Chip. Very lively, and he very much seems to be about the good life. Kenneth was acquainted with more people from many different walks of life than I originally thought. Events quickly from there. We arrived at 5 p.m. and was brought in by his butler, William. While waiting in his parlor, we were introduced to 3 others, Professor Quinn, a professor of physics, Miss Whitley, a reporter, and Miss Carlson, a high school science teacher. We soon discovered that Kenneth was missing, though he was just there earlier. All of us searched the grounds and discovered an impressive piece of technology in his study. If only we truly comprehended the true meaning of that device. Upon investigation, Quinn and Donnelly got in a row, but I managed to convince him to take his search upstairs. During this part of the search, some odd things started happening. Visions and encounters of various unexplained phenomena, things out of the corner of your eye, and people appearing and disappearing. I myself saw some sort of insectoid leg in a hall that was just turning the corner, and when I approached, there was nothing there. The judge encountered a maddened and aggressive William who had clearly must have been lost in the halls of the manor for weeks or even months on end, even though we just saw him clean and proper on our arrival. Donnelly was also so startled by one of these visions that he shot himself in the leg. We soon learned that Kenneth had given us warning that unknown players were afoot, and we were to be wary of the companions with us. Donnelly took this information and quickly turned paranoid at our fellow guest and demanded answers. He unfortunately received none. But he did reveal that past Kenneth was amending his past behavior to affect us in the present. He told us of a journal, one in the upper rooms of the manor. And while Chip played distraction, I managed to rush up to the room and find it. Its contents were astounding. Kenny had learned to manipulate time and was conducting experiments. He had a new love who was equally interested in his work, named Elizabeth, and together they made advancements in his experiments. Elizabeth surprised Kenny, though, by inviting her cousin to the manor to help with the work that they were doing. It made things harder for everybody. Apparently, arguments were overheard between Elizabeth and this individual named David. Kenneth believes his new love is false, and the paranoia has now consumed him. He mentioned a code that can be inputted to the device to allow its usage, that he only installed after his suspicions grew. Donnelly had given this code in a handwritten letter that Donnie was given this code in a handwritten letter that he shared with myself, the judge, and Chip. If only we knew what terrifying vistas that code would open to us. I then saw Kenneth, skinless and bleeding, reaching out for me for help before he was pulled into a vortex that ripped him, what was left of him, into shreds. Poor Kenny. It tore me apart to see that. I don't think I'll ever be the same again. I must step away from this paper lest I break. I shall continue this after a short time away. Hopefully.
Excellent.
Nice. I really, really liked that. That was really well done.
It tore Kenny apart too.
Technicalities.
Okay, so we left off with the judge and Chip attempting to go into the kitchen, and there were 2 insectoid people in there, and the judge immediately whoop and closed the doors. So let's return to that moment. Chip, judge, what are you guys going to do? You're in the hall, holding the doors, insectoid
How far
people.
are the creatures from us, Judge?
10 feet at the most.
And they're as big as us, yes? Keeper?
Yes, humanoid size. They weren't. There's 2 of them in there. They weren't exact, like carbon copies of each other. One was slightly shorter and had slightly different color modeling on its exoskeleton. But yeah, they're basically similar. They're definitely comparative to humans.
Judge, I have never before been this far upstate, but I doubt that those are the locals.
Something's going on in this house. Something that Kenny has started.
I wonder if there's any way to wedge this door shut.
I don't know. The creatures aren't like trying to get out now.
I'm sure they saw us with their big bug eyes.
They saw you.
Let's grab a chair and put the chair underneath the door so it can't open.
Now more than ever, we need Ethan.
Ethan's been right. We need to find out what's going on. Somehow Kenny has done something.
He's traveled through time.
Well, we need to get Dr. Quinn to figure out how to fix this. He's the only physicist here.
Well, I think we should go inform our colleagues that there are bug men in the kitchen.
Well, let's wedge this closed with a chair. So we're going to grab a chair and wedge it under the door handle so that it can't open. Is there a door handle?
The kitchen?
Yeah.
So if memory serves, when you, Judge, first entered into the kitchen, I believe you wanted to establish that the doors were that type that swing both ways.
Right.
So yeah, you push the chair against the door, and they kind of buckle as they start to push in a little bit.
I don't know what to do then. I'm gonna take another peek inside.
Okay.
See if the bugs are still there.
You push the door slightly, and they're not there. They're gone.
They're gone. Or maybe they climbed underneath the counter because they're bugs.
Check under the fridge.
Yeah.
Judge, I wonder if this time travel has done something to our senses.
Could we just be hallucinating?
That's what I wonder. If I am hallucinating, though, the hallucination of past Kenneth was quite real.
Let's go talk to Dr. Quinn. If anybody can
I think
guess
we should bring our colleagues up to speed as well.
Where are they?
Dr. Quinn and Diana, are you asking me?
We're asking where Reginald and Ethan are.
I believe we were upstairs, right?
You guys know that they're upstairs somewhere.
Okay, they're upstairs.
We're assuming
somewhere.
third floor.
Let's just go talk to Dr. Quinn. I'm sure that Ethan and Reginald will join us again once they've done searching upstairs.
Okay, so the judge and Chip are going to go back to the library where Dr. Quinn and Diana are.
Right.
So we'll move the camera up to the third floor with Ethan and Reggie. And I remember, you might have to correct me on this, but I know Ethan caught up with Reggie, and then what were you guys heading back downstairs?
Yeah, I was. Well, no. I told him about the contents of the journal, and then he insisted that we have to find weapons.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were looking for firearms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if I actually remember correctly, we ended on the second floor looking for another, like a shotgun or something like that you were talking about. You said that there might have been something there because he did, what did you say, skeet shooting? Yeah. So you might have something like that. But I know that the journal mentioned a pistol that he purchased.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, so you guys have come down. You're on the second floor, and you do know that the room with the large bedroom on the second floor is Kenneth's bedroom.
Right, and we had searched that already.
Yeah, we didn't find it.
You had heard from Chip. You had heard from Chip that he had searched it pretty thoroughly. But
we searched it as well.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, you guys did search it. Okay,
yeah,
we didn't find anything else.
So the third floor or the second floor, have we accounted for all the doors?
Yes. When you were on the second floor with Claire, you checked out like 4 of the rooms. Then you got shot, and then Chip and Claire checked out the other 2 rooms on the second floor. So
it's time to go to the third floor.
Yeah, I only did cursory views on the upstairs except for the blue room, which is what I was looking for. So I did like quick. Is that it? Nope. Next. And I went into the next.
Let's check the third floor.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right. So up on the third floor, much like the second floor, on the rear wall of the house is the bank of windows that overlook the backyard, and there's it's a seating area, so there's some nice lounge chairs and whatnot, and then the water closet is in that one corner. And then there's just, bedrooms all the way around. And, of course, on the third floor, in that other corner is the servant stairwell. And then there's that red velvet rope coming from the ceiling that's tied to a square that's cut into the ceiling over there. And so the large bedroom, the one that would be right above Kenny's bedroom, but it has the same dimensions. That one is filled with like bunk beds and stuff, so it's like a bunk room that maybe kids, there were a bunch of kids, they could stay in there all bunking together. And then all the other bedrooms are guest rooms that grown-ups would most likely stay in. So where would you guys like to search?
So I didn't get a chance to really explore everything up here.
Right, because you were just opening doors looking for blue. Yeah. And of course, Murphy's Law, you started at the wrong end of the circle and took the long road around to finally get to it, where if you had gone the other way, it would have been the very first door.
Right. So let's start from where I started from and start working our way down from there.
All right, so the large room with the bunk room, the bunk room, okay? Yeah. Ethan, are you with him, or are you guys splitting up? And
no, I will watch our back, and I mean, I want to search. I'm searching not only for a weapon, but I'm also looking for the object that we can enter the code into that will power the suit.
Okay.
Sure. Okay.
So I do have a question. I remember in the back of my mind that there was something unusual about the servant's bell. You had described this large.
Oh no, that's the velvet rope that.
Right, the velvet robe.
That
Was there something odd about it?
Well, it looks like it's attached to an attic. That's the only thing. So we haven't really had a chance to look up there.
Do we hit? Can I? Oh, well, here goes the fail. Can I just put my hand on his shoulder for a second and listen for the telltale moving of weight in the attic?
Like
Sure.
Such.
Sure. Because this is going to be, on a different floor and stuff, it's going to need to be a hard success.
Do you hear anything? I look at Reginald.
I can make a roll. Hold on. 33, regular success.
Yeah, you don't think you hear anything.
We'll check up upstairs after. Let's just take a quick look in these rooms and see if we can find anything worth it.
Okay.
So starting from the first room, we'll start looking.
Okay. So you're in the bunk room. You guys can give me spot hidden rolls while you're in there.
Nice. I got a 10, which is a hard success.
I got a success, regular.
Okay. You guys are quite thorough in your search of this room. Like you guys go through this thing stem to stern, and there's nothing to be found. You discover nothing unusual as you guys are looking around in this room, and you're pretty much at the point where you're like, dang it, can't find anything. Your vision, as you're kind of looking in the room, the lighting in the room begins to strobe red, and you're like, what? And as you kind of turn, I assume you turn, at the doorway is this insectoid creature, and he's holding this like rod that's a little less than 2 feet long, and most of it is this crystalline, ruby glowing crystalline rod, and the rod is just going, it's flickering, right, and it's strobing. It's the source of this strobe light. And give me a sand roll, please.
46. Where's my sand? There it is. Oh yeah, that's a success. Success.
Fail. But do I get a bonus die because I have seen the creature with this object in the loft?
I'm not going to give a bonus die for sand rolls now.
Okay.
Roll a, but I'll let you have less sand loss for seeing this. So roll a D3 and lose 1, Reggie.
Gotcha. So he's got something that kind of looks like a spear with a light at the end, right?
Yeah, it's more like a baton.
Okay, I gotcha.
He's holding it at one end.
Oh,
It's got like a black grip on one end. His 3-fingered hand is clenched around that black grip, and then the rest of it is this ruby rod, and it's flickering and flashing, and he's not like
Yeah.
he's just kind of holding it there, so it's it's in front of him, it's presented in front of him, and it's flickering, and so he does that for about 2 seconds, right? Not long, and then it stops flickering, and he's still kind of holding onto it, and then the head kind of tips like a dog might tip its head, and it starts kind of making a noise like a cicada noise.
What in blue blazes is that, Ethan?
And it walks away. It moves out of sight in the hallway.
What was that?
It's the same creatures that were in the loft, the ones I was telling you about that Rain and I ran into. But I just don't see this. I don't see Ethan not firing at it. I believe he would fire at it immediately, as quickly as possible.
All right, go ahead and take a shot.
That's a success. Normal.
All right. Do you roll your damage, please?
Judge, do you hear that?
Yeah, I hear that.
9 plus 11 points of damage.
Okay. So yeah, you fire, and give me a spot hidden.
Me as well, or just him?
Success, half of my, so regular success, right? If it's half.
Okay. Yeah, hard success.
Hard success, sorry.
So you fire as the creature is like retreating and kind of moving out of the way, getting out of line of sight. And as you fire it, because you're well trained with weapons and you've seen the effects of weapons in the past, you see like a sparking and you see like this effect that reminds you of a ricochet, like the bullet struck something, but it struck something before it made contact with the creature. So there was some kind of ricochet, and the creature makes that cicada and then it just kind of backs up, and it's got all kinds of little antennas and feelers all around its head, and all these things are kind of twitching a little bit, and it just kind of and it just backs up, and you shoot at it, and there's like this and it just kind of backed away, and now it's out of sight.
Okay, so you saw an insect creature. I look at Reginald, and you also saw a strobing red light. Did I just see the bullet hit thin air and then ricochet? Did you also see that?
Yeah, it's immune to bullets. It's immune to bullets.
Wow.
We shouldn't interact with those guys. Let's get out of here. I kind of go to the edge of the doorway.
Wait. Let's focus on what we're trying to do here. Their technology is obviously superior to ours. We need to find what we were looking for, which is that object that can power the suit.
Well, we know it's not in this room, and the only way forward is, and I point towards the door, is that way.
No, you're forgetting up there.
No, that's the hallway. We're in the room.
I'm pointing up.
Well, yeah, but how are we going to get in there from here? There's no...
That's what we need to find. We need to find a way into the attic.
We got to do that from the hallway. There's a pulley.
Let's go.
So
by now, we would have yelled up the stairs. Is everybody all right? Did anybody get shot?
Yeah, the sound of a gunshot is echoing down the staircase.
I kind of hug the door frame, and I kind of peek out to see if he's still out there.
Gone.
Come on, Ethan. He's not there.
I wonder, Judge. Maybe there's an invasion of bugmen.
Ethan. Reggie went up to the door and was peeking out to look for the bug guy. While he's doing that, I want Ethan to make a spot hidden roll.
Hard success. Or actually, no, it's an extreme if it's a third, right?
Yep.
Right, one fifth.
One fifth, so it's not an extreme.
So it's a hard.
But it's a hard then.
Yeah.
It's low, right?
Right.
Okay. Hard is what you were looking for. Reggie walks over to the door, and it's you at first kind of mentally write it off as the after effects of a strobe light. You know how your eyes will kind of see spots, and there's like some sort of shadowy effect in your vision. You're kind of writing that off as this, right? Because as Reggie goes over to the door and he's like looking out the door, you see some kind of strange technology that's like sitting on his head. It's like sitting on the back of his head, and it's got like these tubes and things that are like poking into his skull and into his neck and everything. But it you see it, but you don't see it. Like you have to like turn and like look out of the corner of your eye, and then you could just kind of see like this crimson, weird outline. If you look directly at it, it's just the back of his head. But if you get this weird angle, you can see some kind of weird technology on his head.
Ethan, he's gone. Come on, let's go. Ethan, I turn around. Ethan, everything all right?
I nervously fumble for my Chesterfield cigarettes, shakingly putting one into my mouth and lighting it. Do you want a cigarette?
No. Come on.
Come on, take a cigarette. Just have a cigarette with me so I can calm down for a second.
Okay, I'll oblige and I'll take one.
Okay, as he comes forward, I'm just going to move my hand around his head in the proportions of, what would be on his head.
Right, your hand just is bright. He's stroking your hair, Reggie. Ethan is stroking your hair.
Whoa. Ethan, relax. Let's.
Ethan, give me a spot hidden. No, sorry, Reggie. Reggie, give me a spot hidden.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay, we'll do. 45. Ooh, fail.
Okay.
I won't spend on that one.
I don't know how to tell you this, but out of the corner of my eye, whatever you want to call it, the way that we've been seeing these visions, I see a bunch of tubes and controls and electronic stuff.
And there's a contraption like over one of Reggie's eyes. And there's tubes and things going into his cheeks and his forehead.
I describe it, but describing it as we're moving.
I just do the slow hand up. I'm like, and I touch my head. Is there anything there?
Give me a power roll.
Power. 62, regular success.
So you're running your hand, and your fingers have this occasional, like, I don't know, it's almost like there's something in your hair. It might interrupt the smoothness of moving your hand, but only interrupts it for just a second, and then you're able to push through it. And that happens 2 or 3 times, and you get this weird, like there's an itching, and you get this weird sensation that there is something on you. Make a sand roll.
Okay. Ooh, 93, fail.
Yeah, lose 1 sand.
1 sand. That's 4 sand so far over this night.
Before we leave the room, I pulled the servant bell.
There's no servant bell.
No, not servant bell. We go to the attic and we pull the velvet rope from the hallway.
Okay.
It pulls down the ladder that goes up to the attic.
I yelled down the staircase. I yelled down, "Bug men are impervious to bullets."
All right, so let's move the camera down. So Judge Rain, Chip, you guys were walking from the kitchen back to the library, and you heard before you got to the library, just right as you got to the library doors, you heard the echo of a gunshot coming from upstairs.
Yeah, and we walked over to the stairs and yelled upstairs. And he said, bugs are impervious to gunshots.
Yep.
It sounds like we're doing a crossword puzzle or something, but...
I grab Judge. I grab your arm, Judge. Judge, there's bugs upstairs as well.
We need to talk to the doctor.
We need to deal with this infestation, good man.
Jesus Christ. we have to find out what Kenny did and stop it.
He traveled in time.
How?
Well, I'm sure it had something to do with that wild suit. Say, let's talk to the other physicist in the building.
I'm just going to walk into the library.
I follow.
It's a good idea, Chip.
Thank you.
All right. So you guys go into the library, and Professor Quinn and Diana are in there kind of reviewing notes and kind of going over things. Chip and Judge Rain, can each of you please give me a spot hidden?
Where is my spot hidden? I failed. How about you, Chip?
I fail.
I'll spend the 7 points to pass if it's worth it.
All right, just a standard success.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. No, you don't. There's nothing. Nothing jumps out at you.
Thank God, because if it did,
Couldn't be worse than bugs.
We've had enough jumping
Diana,
out of it.
Professor, bugs have invaded the house.
Let's explain. We keep seeing things around the house that are there and aren't there. We think somehow Kenny caused a rupture in time space. We're seeing what might be aliens.
And the professor and Diana are just, they're stunned. They're deep into these notes, and they're like very, engrossed in the research that they're doing. And they're like, what? I'm sorry. I'm feeling so very tired, but I'm pushing through. I'm just reviewing these notes. What was that?
There is a substantial event happening in this house. There are things appearing and disappearing. Kenny has now been seen twice. Once literally from months ago. And we've seen creatures that look like gigantic insects. And they're not just bugs. They're carrying things in their hands.
Yes.
It's like
Glowing
they're aliens
batons
from another planet. It's like
they're obviously
bizarre...
aliens from time.
And Diana kind of steps into this conversation. It looks like she has this look on her face like she's waking up. Like she's just been aroused. And she's like, are we in danger?
We don't know. I'd say if time and space is breaking down, we're in danger.
Yes, I think we are in grave danger, my darling. I hope your affairs are in order.
You don't seem to be fully awake.
I don't know. I'm just so lethargic right now.
I went to all the best prep schools. Let me take a look at some of these notes you've been reading, darling.
Did you take physics?
I'm sure I began a physics course.
Not necessarily if you had liberal arts as your major. Probably read a lot of English literature.
I did a lot of dancing.
Chasing. Yeah.
Drugs?
I am a master dancer. I've won the Regatta's dance competition 3 years running now, Judge.
We know. We know. You've demonstrated it for us at least 15 times.
I will read some of the pages of the notes. I don't think I'm going to make heads or tails of it, but I'll spend a few minutes reading.
Yeah, so without an appropriate science skill, do you have any appropriate science skills?
No. Oh no.
So I'll let you make an intelligence roll, but you're going to need an extreme success.
Right.
Apparently the coefficient of X is not as...
I didn't even make a regular success.
Nobody expected you to make a regular success, Chip.
I got a 78. Is that close enough? No.
I can't make heads or tails of it. It's obviously...
Doc, it's imperative that you figure out how to stop whatever it is that's going on here. I'll go get you some coffee as long as the bugs aren't in the kitchen.
There was also the event of the gunshot upstairs, Judge. Do you think we should go investigate?
Well, they said it was, they obviously shot at bugs.
Yes, they said that ricocheted off. What exactly did Ethan say? Bugs impervious to bullets or something, he said.
I'm going to go make some coffee.
I'd yell back up to him, but he wouldn't hear it.
Oh.
Depends on which way he's facing. You stay here and get these two to wake up more. It's like they're asleep.
All right, I'll slap the doctor.
Okay. You slap the doctor, and his head recoils, and he seems he's a little unsteady on his feet, and he's like, "Yes, that's my good man. Right. That was very good. Definitely, that was the old stuff I needed." And so he kind of goes, "I shall return to my work." And so you can see his head is moving like he's, reading papers. But you can see that his eyes are closed. And so he's just, standing, looking down at a sheet of paper, and his head is just tracing back and forth as if he is reading.
And what is Diane? It's Diane?
Diane.
What is she doing?
She's over by the chalkboard, this mobile chalkboard that's got all these formulas and stuff on it. And so she's looking up at the formulas, and her head is tracing back and forth, but her eyes are closed as well.
Oh.
Make a sand roll.
Oh, I fail. Failure.
Failure, lose 1.
I'm looking for a big fly swatter.
All right, Judge. So you brave the kitchen?
Yeah.
And it is empty.
All right. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to make some coffee, but I'm also going to look and see if there's a weapon of some sort, maybe a butcher knife.
That's easy to find in the kitchen. Yes, you can find a big,
be a cleaver.
It could be a cleaver, something that'll give you some security, peace of mind, holding this cleaver in your hand.
All right, I got a big
and sure enough, there's coffee made.
As soon as I notice that these two are in a trance or something, I'm heading after the judge, heading to the kitchen. Judge.
I turn around with my cleaver.
It's just me. All right. No bugs in here?
All right. Nope. You get some coffee. Bring the coffee.
Those two aren't even helping us.
I think they're half asleep.
I think they might be robots or something.
They're not robots.
They're just moving their head back and forth with their eyes closed. They're not helping the cause at all. There will be no salvation from those two.
That's our only hope.
We're going to have to find...
know physics.
No, hope is going to have to rest with us, Judge.
But you do whatever you want. I'm going to take them some coffee and see if we can figure this damn thing out. With all the crap and with all the junk that's in that room, the thing that we're looking for could be in that room.
What are we looking for?
I don't know. That's why I say it could be sitting right there on the table, and we just don't know what it looks like.
We've got to find that missing armlet piece.
It's a piece of a puzzle that we don't know what the puzzle looks like.
Mm.
So I'm gonna coffee in this hand, cleaver in this hand. I'm gonna bring the cups.
Interesting combination.
Bring the cups.
I'm right behind Judge.
All right.
Wait, we haven't seen Claire and Wallace in a while, have we?
Or William.
William, that's it. I'm Wallace. Claire and William.
Well, I don't know, Wallace. Where When was the last time we saw Claire?
Wasn't she heading towards the... Oh, I tried to make her give up the jig, but she outfoxed me.
I'm walking.
Okay.
Following.
All right. So as you guys re-enter the library, you may make new spot hidden rolls.
Oh, that time I got a 22. That's
0-2.
Oh, that's really good.
That's an extreme.
If I spend 2 luck points, then I'll have a hard.
Okay. Do you want to do that?
If it makes my thing better, yeah, I'll do it.
I'll say if you don't spend, you don't see.
All right.
You're looking for a hard success.
All right. I'll get a hard success by spending 2 points.
Okay. So you do that. Both of you, as you re-enter into the library, you see Professor Quinn, you see Diana, and you can see the two of them kind of standing in like a trance. You can clearly see their eyes are closed, but you also see kind of out of the corner of your eye, kind of a weird angle, you see some very spectral, almost like non-existent in our real world, but something slightly out of phase. And so they've got this equipment, this weird technology that's on their heads, and there's like something over their eye, and it's, chunky and bulky on their heads, sitting on their heads, and they've got all these tubes and wires that are kind of coming out and plugging into their neck and into their skull, and also in the ceiling of this room, there's some sort of large, hemisphere with all these like spikes coming out of it, and it also is very, semi-translucent, not really here, very ethereal, and so the professor, Dr. Quinn, Seamus Quinn, and Diana, they're walking around the room, eyes closed, and they're like, looking at different scientific journal information, and they're just, their head, traces back and forth as if they're speed reading, right? And you guys now notice, not only do you notice this like spectral technology on their heads, and this centralized spectral device on the ceiling with all these little spikes coming out of it, but from those spike tips, of which there are, there's several dozen spike tips out of this hemisphere, these really thin tendrils of like arcing electricity, almost like Jacob's ladder kind of, electricity kind of, and it's kind of, silently, right? I made a sound effect, but you don't hear anything. But there's these silent spectral lightning arcs that are connected. They're zapping the professor and Diana on the head with their technology things, and just kind of moving them around like puppets.
Chip, do you see that?
Sweet Jesus!
Yes, sand rolls for the two of you, please.
Quiet.
Why are you shushing me? I'm about ready to lose my mind. 89.
Lose a D3.
97.
Lose all 3.
2. I have lost 2, and I'm rattled to the core, Judge. Judge, do you see those? Do you see that alien technology?
Shh.
They're asleep. Who are you shushing me from?
The aliens that are doing this.
Now, but if we look directly at it, do we see it?
When you look directly at it, they're not there. You can only see them if you're like, kind of giving it the side eye.
But we can do that. We can kind of shift or defocus our eyes and see them.
Right. It's almost that weird thing where you like unfocus your eyes, or you're like looking past the focal point or something, and finally it kind of comes in. But if you try and focus and look at the professor, look at Diana, or look at the ceiling directly, there's no weird spectral technology.
Judge.
I'm going to put the coffee down.
Judge, keep your side eye on those relays to see if they respond when I do this. and I swiftly walk over to Diana, and I grab her waist in her hand, and I start leading her quickly through the Charleston.
Oh, God. Here we go with the dance competition again.
Okay. Give me a dexterity test.
Oh, can I use my dance skill?
Oh, yeah. If you got dance skill, do the dance skill.
Oh, my God, I got an extreme.
Yeah, you are just amazingly dancing around like this. And Judge, you see that her little arc, it stays in contact with her, and she spins around. It's almost like she's pausing, but anytime he kind of comes to a stop, she takes that moment to, glance at the chalkboard and kind of start, scanning the chalkboard.
Judge, what's happening? Is she staying connected?
Follow me outside.
I dance her right out the door.
No. Leave her there.
Oh, I dance her right back in.
Now, do I see anything on Chip? Out of the corner of my eye.
You did not see anything on Chip.
Okay. All right. So if I get Chip by himself, I say, no, keep your voice down, but listen.
Okay.
Kenneth has invented time travel.
Agreed.
And we believe there are aliens in the house. What if the aliens haven't invented time travel and they're using Diane and the doctor to scan all of the notes so that they can figure it out? They're being used like probes.
Probes.
They're
I'm
probes
following
that
you
are-
exactly, Judge. You think we should burn the library?
Well, no, I don't know.
Should we get those notes?
We need to find the...
We could get those notes and we could flip. All we need to do is get Ethan. He can wreck a room in a second.
Yeah, but we don't necessarily want to wreck things. We want to fix things.
Right.
I'm going to go... Yeah.
Let's not get Ethan.
Let's grab the paperwork. Go erase the chalkboard.
No, but it's a clue. It's on wheels. I'll wheel it out into the other room.
They could just follow. Just erase it and see what they do.
But there's clues on it, Judge.
I'm sure those are written down somewhere.
Ooh, we could knock them out. But again, we
Tie
need...
them up. Let's before we do anything, let's go find Ethan and Reginald.
Agreed.
Tell them what we think.
Agreed. We just listen to the sounds of the shooting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a couple of minutes ago. So we're going to move the camera back up to the third floor. And so you guys have shot it down. The bugs are bulletproof. And Ethan, you've seen that Reggie's got some sort of weird spectral technology on his head.
I pulled down the ladder velvet cord.
Oh, you're back up on the third floor? Okay.
Yeah, we're still on the third. Ethan, you're muted.
Ethan is muted.
Or he's under control.
Dun, dun, dun.
Did Reginald, when he was feeling around his head, did I notice like a jolt, like somebody would have if they actually physically felt something that shouldn't be there?
Did you notice if Reggie had a jolt reaction?
Remember when he checked his face?
There's a small interruption, but I don't think it would be enough to notice.
Yeah, not a jolt per se. It's more like the air got thick, but then he was able to pass through the air.
Honestly, as a character, I probably wouldn't even think. I'd just be like, yeah, my hair feels a little greasy.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'll do
Okay. I'm just making sure. All right, let's go to the staircase or the pull down stairs.
Okay. So you go to the rope, and like I said, the rope is connected to the ceiling, and it's held in place by like this little side bracket that's on the wall. So it's slung off to the side instead of just dangling there, in the air. So it's easy to just pull off, and as pulling down, it's very well engineered so that as the doors coming down, counterweights allow a ladder to unfold, and then it just kind of gently, creates a stable, 45-degree ladder.
Yeah.
Step ladder. It's almost like a stairwell. It's not a hand rung ladder. It's a stairwell, and it goes up.
Yeah. Shall we? And I start making my way up
You should be able to hear from downstairs. That's going. Where are you guys? We're coming up.
Not yet. You guys are still. You're like making coffee.
Yeah,
you're we had to rewind the clock a little bit here.
Okay.
You mean jump back in time?
Wait. I hold Reginald for a second. Wait a second. Let's listen. First of all, do we see any lights on up there?
You do not.
Okay.
Is there a ton of dust, like you would expect from an area that has did a bunch of dust come off of the ladder apparatus like it hasn't been used in a long time?
No.
And lastly, I'll make a listen.
Okay.
Trying for that.
I'll do one as well.
Oh, 2!
Nice.
First listen ever.
So you listen intently, and you can hear like wind, outside, and maybe some creaks and groans of the house, but you definitely are positive you do not hear footfalls upstairs.
Well, here it goes. Right before Reginald goes up the stairs, I'm going to say out loud, into the nothing. I'm not talking into the attic, but in a very loud voice, I'm going to say, why can you guys not communicate with us? If you have superior technology, maybe we can work together.
You're right there, Ethan. I mean, I know we're dealing with some weird
I'm talking
stuff.
can you hold on a second? I'm talking to the ant people or whatever the hell they are.
Hey, Reggie.
I am not a naturally violent man. I'm an engineer and a man of science, and I want to communicate with you.
Give me another spot hidden, Reggie.
Spot hidden. Ooh, 86. Nope. No dice. All right, I'll start making my way up then if I don't see anything.
All right, yeah, no answers, no responses to Ethan's call out.
Pistol is out, but the safety is on.
Okay, because there is a man in front of you unless you want to go first.
I'm letting him go first, but I'm covering him with my flashlight in the left hand, pistol in the right hand.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, there's a gun at your back, Reggie. So you head up the steps, and they lead into a very small room. It looks like just a real short corridor, really.
Okay.
And it's only like 10 feet long. And there's a door, not at the end of it, but at the end, but on the right-hand side, right? So there's a door there. And really, there's nothing in this area here. It's just a short enclosed little hallway with a door right there.
No windows or anything?
No windows, no nothing.
Okay. So there's just a door up here. I'm going to keep going.
Is there light under the door? I yell up to Reginald.
Yeah. No, I don't see anything.
I'll head up the stairs so that I can get the top of my torso and my flashlight and the handgun up.
All right.
But I'll take one last look below me, to make sure we're not getting creeped up on.
Okay.
Just to be clear, before entering the store, I do still have that piece of wood panel that I took off of the secret floor, just in case that needs to happen. All right, so
Let me increase your armor class for that.
just in case, I'll open the door. I'll slowly open it.
All right, you try the lock and it's locked.
This is locked, Ethan. I don't have any key. I don't know what to do with this.
How thick is the door? I mean, I'll go ahead and fully enter the hallway, and I'll approximate. Is this something we could just knock down?
I mean, it's a 19. What are we in the
20s.
1920s?
Yeah.
It's a 1920s door, so these are solid, solid doors. I mean, they didn't mess around with plywood hollow doors.
Is there a mat, or if I checked above the trim of the door?
No mat.
They always use molding back then, crown molding.
Sure.
I'll run my fingers across the crown molding, looking for
no transom, no key hidden, no floor mat.
Can I listen at the door?
I mean, it won't be any better than the listen you already had. You were very good at listening earlier.
Yeah.
And you're positive that there were no footfalls
It's
up here.
It's rather barbaric, but do you think we should kick it down?
Well, it's a matter of life and death, and I've been talking to ant people. So at this point, I could really give a shit about his furniture or the door or this house in general. I'm this close to burning this whole house down and watching you phantoms as I wake up in the delirium tremens in the VA hospital, because this is completely outside my thing. But having said that,
so door down. On
let's
3?
work together. On 3. 1.
All right. So whoever wants to roll will make their strength roll with a bonus die, but only one player will roll.
What do you think? Go ahead.
I'm average. So
I've got a 60.
Go for it then.
All right, you get a bonus die.
Ought 4.
I don't think you need the bonus.
No, sir, we do not. Working together, we can do it.
All right,
we both
you guys
kick it together.
Yep, you guys both lay into it. Yep, you guys both lay into it with your shoulders, and the door frame gives, and so the entire lock and that portion of the door frame just cracks open, and the door pops open, and you guys find yourself able to enter into the attic proper. So you can see how you had come up a short flight of stairs, and then there was that door. So you popped open that door, and you can see there's like a number of boxes and stuff. The attic has a very high-pitched ceiling, open raftered ceiling, and you can see there's 2 windows. But not a whole ton of light, because these windows are those like small little round, they almost look like decorative portholes,
Yeah.
So not a ton of light comes in here. So there's lots of super deep shadows all throughout this attic. But basically, you can see you're kind of coming in from this one upper corner, and so basically, I'm going to have you guys, as you're standing in that upper corner area of the attic, you guys can hear the judge and Chip coming up to the 3rd floor, and they're like, Reggie, Ethan, where are you at? And of course, Judge, Chip, you guys see the extended attic ladder has been pulled down, and it leads right up into the attic space.
Are you guys up there?
Yeah.
We're up here. We're up here.
Are you unaccompanied by bug people?
So far, but we just got in here.
We got something to tell you.
Come on up. We want to check out this space. There might be something up here.
We've seen bug people.
As have we.
So I go up the stairs.
We've also seen a giant half-spiked ball in the ceiling of the library that is electrically connected to spectral headgear that rests atop the brains of Professor Irish guy and the teacher.
So, Judge, Chip, you guys, I heard Judge say he is. Chip, are you going up the stairs into the attic?
Yes, talking the whole time.
So you guys ascend the stairs, you get up there, you see this door that's been, the frame has been cracked in, and the door is just kind of, barely hanging on its hinges. It will never shut again properly. But as you rejoin Judge, Chip, as you rejoin Ethan and Reggie up here in the attic, because Judge, Chip, you guys have already kind of trained your eye to see things, you can see that both Ethan and Reggie have the same kind of spectral headgear, on their heads with an eyepiece and tubes and wires going into their skulls and necks and stuff. Now, they do not have any kind of lightning,
Right.
hitting them, any kind of spectral lighting, but they are wearing spectral.
Gentlemen, you're wearing spectral headgear.
I need 1 second. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Can you take like a few minutes?
Shut your thing down. Oh.
You're hearing the voices of little
DVD.
children speaking to your
You can
head.
just leave the DVD. I'll take care of it later. Are you going to go and do stuff?
Yeah.
All right, can I have a kiss?
Yeah.
Love you.
Yeah.
Definitely a bug person.
That was a bug person. All right, sorry about that.
Fine, that's great.
You-
Does it look like this? I described the one that I saw on Reginald's head.
Yeah.
Yes, and there's one on your head as well, Ethan.
While they're speaking, I reflectively put my hand up to my head again, but it's
Is there one on Chip? As I
Is
look
there
at him?
one on Judge?
No. Chip and Judge do not have headgear, but Ethan and Reggie do. And so with that information and epiphany, and you guys were both like grabbing at your heads, I want you both to make sand rolls.
And Rose.
Chip, let's go home.
We
80.
can't go home,
Bam.
Judge.
We
Lose
haven't been,
one.
Just
we
one.
haven't been hooked up yet. We
That's
can just
that's
go.
5. That's 5 insanity for the entire evening.
That's
So-
okay.
Okay.
You didn't lose 5 in a single pop.
No, I got you.
So, I failed by 1 point.
All right, lose 1.
We think that there is some sort of aliens here, and they've hooked you guys up so that they can figure out how to travel in time.
Judge has a theory.
That's the theory.
Let me make an alternate theory. They were using this red lighted device, like a strobe. I think that's when they installed the technology on us. They
You
could
saw-
distort time. They could distort time for us. So I think your theory is partially correct, but I think the one thing that we have that they don't is the code. That's the only part of this puzzle that we still have some sort of advantage.
But what does the code do?
It must power the technology that he's
But
created.
if they're already distorting time, then they're already. My theory is based on the fact they don't have the technology and they're trying to find it and
Look,
figure it out.
if they were,
Look,
can we at least establish that if they were a peaceful race, they would not be installing technology on us without our permission? That's for sure.
Well, I would say that they could have had a chance to gone hostile on this while we were stuck in that room.
What if to them
can't
we're
say-
nothing more than lab rats?
Or
I
meat
agree.
sandwiches.
Well, let's see. Let's search this room. We still have to find the missing piece if
All
we're
right.
going to have any hope of doing this.
I don't
All
know
right,
if
gentlemen,
it's
let's
in the attic, but
let's explore
Ethan,
this
this
attic.
attic is huge. It's filthy up here, and there's boxes everywhere.
I know what we can do.
Well, then go have a martini and wait until
Is-
this entire thing is
Chip.
over. I don't care, but I
Chip.
need your help up here right now.
look,
Chip,
is there?
Chip, I know what we can do. Let's split up and search for clues.
Well, wait, before you move around, if this place is dusty, and we think that Kenny
Yeah.
hid that thing up here, let's look for the places where it's least dusty.
And
That's where it would be.
Are there any tracks in the dust?
There is no dust on the floor. It's
Okay.
it's a very clean
It's
floor.
clean.
By the way, the time distortion that was occurring that Reginald pointed out to me, where there was snow outside,
Yeah, let's look
is
out the attic
that
window.
is still occurring? I look
No.
out. No. Okay.
I think, gentlemen, there might be a few things going on. I think that there might be waves of temporal disturbances, like ripples in a pond from Kenneth's experiments. I think from my observation of the couple downstairs that they're gathering information. They were scanning through the documents as if something was being recorded. Although, Judge, their eyes were closed, so it could be a ruse for us. Another significant event is that while our good friends Ethan and Reggie are wearing spectral headgear, it does not seem to be attached to any of to that giant device that was in the ceiling of the library. So
Well,
perhaps
I don't think that
here, the aliens are not.
I don't think that we know how it works, and I do think that they don't necessarily need their eyes to scan the stuff because it's the computer or whatever the thing in the ceiling is. It's really doing the scanning.
Am I the only one who has not seen this gear? I mean, it's odd
Correct.
that you keep on talking about it, but I don't see anything upon your heads.
Nope, you haven't seen anything.
I wonder, is there by chance anywhere up in the attic here a mirror?
I wonder if we can, since we can see the headgear, Judge, if we can remove it.
Well,
there's just a multitude of wires running into their heads.
I'll walk over to Reggie and see if I can feel anything, but not look directly at him.
All right, yeah. So not looking directly at him, just out of the corner of your eye, you can see your hand is like getting to the device, and it has this almost like it's thickened air, you know. So almost you can almost like, oh, maybe, oh no, and your hand just passes through and you touch his hair.
I sort of think that I can feel something, but it's ethereal. It's not.
You are unable.
Quite
yep.
there.
I must say,
to
that
the best of your ability, you're still unable to touch it.
Between you and Ethan, I must say this is rather uncomfortable.
I want to find
You
a
have
mirror.
such luxurious hair.
Reggie, I have not yet touched your hair. I agree with
wanna-
Ethan. We should search for the bar, and into which I hope we can input Ethan's code. And dear God, Ethan, I hope you remember it, because all I remember is there's an F in it.
Well, luckily, what I had done was scratch. Actually, I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to remember the code or how I have, because if the ant people are listening, they will suddenly find out that was.
Is this something you learned in the Great War, Ethan?
It is.
Did you write the code on your teeth?
I
No.
memorized the code.
But let's search this room.
Yes.
I agree. Judge, search the
In the
room.
meantime,
Is
I'm
there a
gonna-
mirror?
Well, so you want to go into the room and start looking around and
Yes.
searching, and maybe discover a full length
Like
mirror.
a big
Yes.
full-length mirror or something? Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys kind of move, from this entry corner. You start kind of moving deeper into the attic proper, and you can see there's several like almost like island piles of boxes and gear and stuff, and then there's a lot of boxes and housewares and whatnot, and of course there's going to have to be like one of those tailor dummies, right? And then there's steamer trunks, and there's all kinds of things up here to include. Yeah, there is a full-length freestanding dressing mirror up here. But as you guys are kind of starting to kind of come into the attic proper, there is on the far opposite corner from where you guys came in. So if you guys came in, I'll just arbitrarily call it the northwest corner, in the southeast corner, so the exact opposite, as far away from you as possible, there is another one of those like islands of stuff, piled in a pile, and illuminating from behind that pile of stuff, you guys can see a kaleidoscope of color flickering and flashing as the colors decorate the walls and the ceiling rafters and stuff, and you can see that this kaleidoscope of colors is it seems to be like starting to move and come from behind that island of piled up junk. The light is coming out from behind and approaching.
So something's actually moving towards us, like a ball of light.
Yeah, like a ball of light is approaching.
Ethan?
I've got my cleaver.
Reggie has his board.
Yep, I was about to say, I have my board.
Ethan's got,
3 regatta dance trophies.
So as you guys kind of stand there ready, you see this sphere, and it's about the size of a large beach ball, right? So it's this big beach ball, but it's only a sphere momentarily, because this thing, it starts off as a sphere, and then it kind of pulses, and when it pulses, not only are you seeing kaleidoscopes of light, but it pulses and you see it becomes a multifaceted, almost like a giant multifaceted jewel, right? With all these different facets and stuff, and it'll pulse, and it'll even slightly increase in size, and it'll pulse with all these facets, and the lighting will shine from all the facets, and then it'll retract into a sphere, and it's doing this pulsing sphere, multifaceted sphere, light, and it's doing that on a second by second basis, right? I mean, it's doing it fairly quickly. And so this thing is pulsing in the air, size of a beach ball, and it's floating in the air, and it kind of comes out to where you guys can see it full and proper, and it's not bum rushing you. It's coming out, and it's just kind of moving slowly, and kind of rotating, and
I kind of whisper to the guys. I'm like, it's moving slow. Let's see if we can just get out of its way.
What is it?
Sand roll.
Jesus, what is with the 80s? That's my third 80 today.
I fail.
Yeah.
12. I'm fine.
If you failed your sand roll, roll a d10. If you were successful,
Ouch.
lose
This
one.
is gonna hurt.
Lose
Yes,
one
it
if
is.
you're successful.
Okay, 3.
3.
1. Lucky chip.
Okay. 1 for the judge. Ethan, were you successful?
I passed.
You passed, so you lose 1.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there's this thing, and it's fairly close to you, and it's pulsing.
Is it when it's pulsing? Is it anything like Morse code? Does it seem to? Is it changing in frequency? Does it seem to be? And I'll actually say out loud. Can you communicate?
I screamed, Kenneth! Kenneth, what's the frequency, Kenneth?
So, Ethan, you do not see a Morse code, but you say, "Can you communicate?" And it kind of goes, whoop, 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 and it increases its speed momentarily.
But definitely not in the same rhythmic pattern that it had before I said that.
Correct. And
Okay.
and it's not ongoing. It increased its speed and kind of fluttered for just a couple of seconds after you said that.
I look at the judge.
Kenneth, is that you?
Reggie, I think you ought to hit it with a board and see what it does.
No.
No. I'm strictly
It
in the
doesn't
camp
work.
of,
Trust me.
let's move around it and see what it does.
Well, hold on. Does it react to what Rain says?
I missed what Rain said. I'm
I
sorry.
said, Kenneth, is it you?
It does not flutter.
Like, let's just get out of
Stop
it.
fluttering.
Can you help us?
Is it
I
still
mean,
moving?
it's still pulsing,
Yeah. but
and
not-
it's it's rotating and kind of hovering, and Ethan said something about communicating, and it fluttered, and then it stopped fluttering, and it's just pulsing. And then Rain said, "Kenneth, is that you?" And it did not change its behavior.
Can you help us?
And it does not change its behavior.
I'm gonna try to slowly make my way around it.
So
there's an open space that I can just move slowly. I don't want to do any set moves.
okay, you want to encircle around to its opposite side?
Yeah, as slowly as I can.
I mean, from all sides, it still looks the same, but yeah. So now you're on a different side, a different angle to it.
And this thing is floating in the air.
Right? Has it reacted to
me
circling around it?
None that you can tell.
Okay.
Are you allied with the Ant-Men?
And it has no change in its behavior.
I'm once I get around it, I'm gonna slowly back up while still looking at it to wherever it seems to have come from.
Okay.
Assuming that we're in an attic and there's a whole bunch of stuff up here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any like pieces of furniture that are covered in big blankets?
There certainly can be, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to grab a blanket and see if I can throw it over the thing.
Okay. Give me a throw roll.
Throw.
Pretty easy to do, so you can have a bonus die.
Okay. I've only got 20. Let's see. 84 and 71. So I throw the blanket, but it either goes over it and lands on the ground.
Yeah, it caught a weird current, and it just kind of rippled and folded in the air, and it dropped short.
Okay, can you communicate with us? I say the same thing I did before.
And it flutters momentarily, and then it goes back into its pulse.
Can you tell us where Kenneth's device is located? Lead us to his device.
It flutters. It flutters, and it begins to start bobbing and moving, and it's coming closer towards you, Ethan.
Okay. I'll let it come closer towards me, but I'll kind of like you would open the door for a lady. I'll kind of move to the side
you move and get out of its way.
Exactly.
Okay. It does not pursue you, but it goes past you. You were in its way.
Right.
So you kind of, get out of the way, and it starts moving into another corner of the attic, and it starts coming down and lowering towards, like, you see like a child's music box. And so it's kind of hovering near that, and then it kind of stops, and it lifts, and it goes higher up above it. Again, the ceiling is there is no set ceiling. It's got the exposed rafters, sure. So there's lots of room for it vertically, and so it starts to go up.
The music box.
Yeah, I've opened it up.
Okay, so you open up the music box, and there's a ballerina. And so the ballerina, it's ticking. It's just kind of like it's not twirling, and it's not making music.
Flip it up. Usually there's a mechanism underneath.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So as you pull up the base of it, and you're looking at the hidden guts on the inside, you can see that the operations of the ballerina were obstructed because there's some sort of black little device in there, a little bar, and as you pull it out, this device, it's about 5 inches long, it's about 2 inches wide, it's about an inch thick, and on one of the long sides on it, on top, you can see it's got like these little small dials, and I've always loved in some of these technology things, those little number sequences that it almost looks like it's a stack of filaments. And if a certain filament is burning, that number shows up, but all the other filaments are in there, right? So there's a whole sequence of alphanumeric filaments in there that you could like twist the dial and have certain filaments illuminate to put in a code. So Ethan, you have discovered the code device.
Well done, Ethan. We still don't know what the heck that thing is.
I guess there's only one way to find out.
Do we need to put it in the thing downstairs and then put in the code?
Why, somebody needs to strap on the thing downstairs.
So as Ethan, as you pull that out, and you guys are kind of having this eureka moment, you hear hammers click back, and you hear Claire's voice, and she says, "Ha! Finally, I knew one of you fools had the code and would finally lead me to it. This damn thing has been pissing me off this whole time, refusing to help me. I'll take care of you in a bit." And you can see Claire and William standing. Each of them have a gun leveled at you guys.
Do you really think that I'm going to let you guys have this without shooting you? We're all going to die.
Oh, Ethan, darling.
Let's start with William, and I'll pull the trigger.
Okay, so
Dive for the floor.
Ethan, what is your dexterity?
My dex is 50.
Okay, so as you go and you start moving the gun towards William, he fires first because they both have ready weapons, and he has a greater dexterity than you.
I thought the small talk would give me the...
Well, you're pointing at William, and Claire's talking. But they both have readied weapons.
Yeah, and
so...
did I. Right.
All right. So he fires. And you want to try and dive for cover?
Yes.
Okay. Dive for cover. Do you make a dodge roll for that, or does it just happen?
Dodge.
Okay.
You have to succeed with a dodge.
Yep. So make your dodge roll to dive for cover.
I have a dodge of 25, and I rolled an 5.
Nice.
Oh. Your success is much better than my success, but you will lose your action, any other action that you had this round, because you dove for cover. So you dive behind some other boxes, and William's bullet pierces the music box that you were just in front of. So you know that bullet probably would have gone through your heart if you had not have dove. And so you dive for cover, and Claire says, "Ha, now, Ethan, darling, come out. We can. No one needs to get hurt. Just slide the device out, please."
When he fires, can't we all react?
Yeah.
Since I was already moving towards the back, towards that pile of boxes the thing came out from, I'm gonna hide behind one of
Get
those.
back there.
You are well hidden back there.
Wait, the thing is still here, right?
Yeah, it's hovering in the air.
It didn't react to the gunshot?
No.
I'm throwing my cleaver at William.
Nice.
All right.
Whoa.
Throwing the meat cleaver at William.
Wow.
Yes.
Hard.
All right.
I mean, I'm throwing it hard.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Oh, that's
William,
what you mean.
William is your target.
Yeah. So what do I use? Brawl? Or
Or throw?
Yeah. Well, make make a brawl roll. I'll let you do a brawl.
28 out of 25. I'll spend the luck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. That would hurt.
He would not dive for cover. So you hit.
Yeah.
All right. Your damage is going to be
Like machete damage.
Yep, I'm gonna look that up.
1d8. 1d8.
Oh, good.
Plus-
Thank you.
I'll roll it. I don't have any damage bonus. 8.
Wow.
Nice.
Funk.
Okay. So let me make. I need to do something here. Hold on.
You have been judged.
Oh my God.
My power is raining on you.
Lose 4 hit points. Back.
Line of the year. Line of the year.
Okay. So you throw this thing, and it gets him like right in the collarbone area, right? And I mean, it's sticking out, okay? And you can see blood is just oozing down this thing. And he starts, he kind of in fact, he pitches his gun to his left hand because it hit him in the left collarbone. But he pitches the gun to his left hand in order to use the right hand to kind of put pressure on the wound to try and hopefully stem some of the bleeding. And so he's got the gun in his shaking left hand, and he goes, "God damn it!" And
My God, Judge.
and he backs up. He goes, "Eve, shoot that son of a bitch!"
What did he say? Eve?
Yep, that's what he said.
So I'm gonna obviously roll out of.
Okay, so Eve has a dex of 65. Can anybody go faster than that?
Me.
All right. Eve will appease her bow and try and shoot at the judge.
Right.
What are they using? Pistols? Regular pistols?
And
Yeah, guns, regular guns.
And I'm trying to dodge, but I rolled a 97.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Okay, so you get shot
Oh!
for 3 points of damage. So I think you were winged.
Yeah.
You were winged.
How far are these folks from us?
15 feet.
Oh, they're right on top of us.
We didn't get too far into the thing. I think I'm the furthest because I circled around the creature.
Yeah. Reggie's behind cover. He's far. Ethan is out of the way.
Is there anything in my
Chip,
immediate area that looks like it's useful?
I don't know. Make a luck roll.
Okay, luck. What's my luck? 32. 25, regular success.
What do you think would be useful?
Probably anything along the lines of like a steel rod or like something better than the wood plank that I have.
There is a old tool chest, and there's a hammer. There's a hammer. There's
Okay.
a solid hammer.
Okay, I'll pick up the hammer.
Okay.
I'll
Chip. Chip, you're the only one who has not acted this round. Do you want to do anything?
Against my better judgment, I will strike Claire.
I would think this entire ordeal has been against your better judgment.
Yes, I will. I'll quickly close the distance and punch Claire.
Okay. So you run up to punch her. Go right ahead.
Oh my.
She has a smirk on her face as she sees you coming at her.
Oh no.
A 20 is a success.
Okay.
In fact, I will spend 5 points of luck and make it a hard success.
Fantastic. That is awesome. You are coming in with a haymaker. Roll some damage.
Well, it may not be a haymaker. It does 2 points of damage.
How much? 2? All right. So you come in at her, okay? Now she's got this pistol casually pointed in your direction, but brave Chip doesn't care about a gun. And he runs up to just try and clobber her, And as you go to punch her, about this far away from her, your hand collides with something invisible. Take 1 point of damage, and you feel the knuckles in your hand crunch. And she stands there, and she goes, as your hand crunches like that, she goes, "Oopsie."
Oh no.
Oh, the villain is impervious to bullets, Ethan.
Okay, top of the new round. Ethan, you are out of sight, and Claire's going, she's like, "Come on out, Ethan, come on out. Bring that little device and hand it over. No one has to get hurt anymore."
Yeah.
Reggie, you're way in the back, also pretty much hidden. You have a brand new hammer. Judge, you've just been winged. And Chip, my assumption is that after your hand crunch, you're going to kind of start backpedaling a little bit, getting a little bit of a safe distance.
No, I'm looking for that sheet that the judge threw and missed.
That's
On the floor
behind
back there.
the creature behind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the floor. It's on the floor behind you.
Chip's getting an idea.
Okay. And you know, William is trying to stem the blood, and he's like, he's sitting there grunting. He's like, "God damn it, Eve, I'm hurt bad. Fucking kill them. Let's get this over with." And she just kind of sneers at him, and you can see her roll her eyes as William is whining like a baby. So what do you guys want to do?
I'd like to help William with a 45 ACP round to his head. Since I can tell that he is not shielded because the judge was able to damage him, I'm assuming that only she has a portable shield, and I'm going to put a 45 round through his head. And I'm going to steady my aim on the boxes I'm hiding behind, drop to one knee, full marksman, and take my time as she's talking to me. I'll go, "Let me help, William. I have something for you."
Oh, you call it out. Okay.
Huh?
You call it out.
Yeah. I call it out and then squeeze the trigger.
Okay.
$46 out of 60.
Okay. Yeah, you can see he's turning as he wants to try and get back towards the entrance to the attic, but he's not moving fast enough. You hit. Roll your damage.
6 points.
All right. So you put a slug in his back, and he just like he makes this audible sound, and his arms fly out, and his gun flies off and clatters on the ground near the entrance of the attic, so it's away from all you guys. And his body just lands in a heap on the floor. His body plows into some boxes and stuff. The cleaver falls out of his shoulder. Blood is just pouring out of that torn hole, and his lifeless body slides to the ground in a twisted wreck. And Claire just kind of over the shoulder, she's like, "Should be more careful next time." All right, so that was Ethan. And Claire is, she has a pretty high dex, but she's not really pressing the attack.
She's not acting quickly. She's
opting not to act quickly.
Hubris.
So she's like, "Well, now Ethan, darling, go ahead and slide that device out here if you would, please."
He's toying with us.
Another question. Around where I am, is there a chance I could find like a can of paint or something?
A can of paint?
Yeah, it's an attic. I don't know. I'm giving it a shot.
Give me another luck roll.
Another luck roll.
Navajo white. It's from the walls.
Nice. 09.
Ooh,
There is a can of paint.
Awesome.
not bad.
I take the what do you call it? The hammer. I turn it to the other side. I open it up and I hold it next to me. God, whatever's next. God.
Okay, all right. So that's your round.
Claire,
yeah.
talk to me, reason with me, explain to me what the hell is going on.
Sweetheart, darling, what's going on is there's something worth millions of dollars downstairs. I plan to be the one to introduce it to the world. So just give me that little black box.
Is it the Chrysler 6?
And we'll forget all about this. Chip, I have to tell you, I'm just done with your droll sense of humor. And so she says, she says something in a language that actually when she utters these words, you guys just feel ill. You feel like that's not right. There's something wrong with the language that she just spoke. And so she kind of tips her head and speaks this weird language, and the pulsing sphere descends at a high rate of speed directly at Chip.
Oh!
Chip, you may attempt a dodge if you so desire.
Oh, and I do. There's no way that I can turn that into a success. I'm gobsmacked.
Woo! I rolled a extreme success. Chip. So she says, I'm so tired of your droll sense of humor. And you start to move as this sphere, the pulsing sphere, it moved at just unbelievable speeds. And it came down, and all you guys see the sphere plop onto Chip's head and shoulders, and it goes all the way down to his waist. And so Chip now looks like a pair of legs with this pulsing sphere on top of his legs. And your mind tells you that he's taller than that. At least the top of his head and surely his arms should be sticking out of this thing, but they're not. So I need Reggie. Are you hiding? You're doing something with paint. So you don't see this, but Judge and Ethan, you guys do see this, and I need you to make sand rolls for seeing this on Ethan. Ethan, I need you to make a separate sand roll.
I got a 96.
I passed.
I think you mean Chip.
I got a 50.
I mean,
An 03. Chip is unfazed.
Chip, you lose one sand point. Judge, you lose 6 since you rolled so high. And then Ethan, what did you roll?
I passed. I rolled a 50.
So roll or lose 1. Make an idea roll, please, Judge.
Oh, just the judge.
88. I failed by 3 points.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. You hold it together. The walls in your mind refuse to yield, and you just go, nope.
So we're basically seeing the ball of light with Chip's feet sticking out of the bottom of it.
Yes.
Okay.
And the proportions
Dance,
aren't
Chip,
quite.
dance.
What do I see? What's Chip see?
Chip, you see just a world of kaleidoscoping lights and weird sounds like clickings and whistles, and it's so weird, and you don't see your legs.
Is it enjoyable?
It's maddening. It's there's just it's like you're stuck in a Doctor Who opening segment, right? Opening credits.
That is maddening.
Including theorem sounds, right?
I start singing the old alma mater from the several universities I've failed out of.
Okay, good. You're doing that as best you can to keep your sanity.
Right.
Judge, what do you want to do this round?
I'm trying to scramble for cover since I've been shot, but I yell out to Ethan. I say, Ethan, tell the ball to attack the girl, to attack Claire, because he was communicating with it.
Okay, but I just saw her command the ball, right?
You did.
Okay, I yell out, I'm going to put a round through this device, and then all your plans will be ruined. Call off your ball. And I put the pistol right in, so I can put a round right through the command device.
Oh, give me a persuade roll. I think that's fantastic. Or give me a social skill of your choice. I really think it's going to be between persuade or intimidation, but I'll let you decide.
Well, I think, intimidate's my best.
You're going to get a bonus because you're using a prop. You've got this gun trained on the device. That's pretty intimidating. So make it intimidate with a bonus die.
Nice.
But with the bonus die, I failed it without the bonus die.
Oh, sweet. So awesome. You just exude this threat, and Claire believes it. And so she moves her right hand in a way to where the pistol, because it's like a snub nose 38, it's a small handgun, but she lets go of her hand away, so the gun is just dangling through the finger guard, just dangling from one finger, right? So she's not holding the gun in a threatening manner, but she hasn't put it down. And so she's got her hands up like this, and she says, "Okay, Ethan, okay. Do not destroy the device." And then she looks at Chip, and she says, she speaks again in this language that just hearing it sends shivers down your spine.
Oh.
And this creature begins to ascend up off of Chip. Chip, give me a power roll, please.
Come on.
Can I spend luck on this?
You can.
Am I limited to how much I can spend?
No.
Wonderful. I'm going to spend 16 points to make it.
All right. So you spend these 16 points. The world, you truly felt like you were crossing over into some sort of death world, right? But then suddenly light and color and temperature return to you, and your body is covered in goosebumps, right? As you're just covered in a chill, and the kaleidoscope light is lifting up off of you and returning back up into the rafters. So yeah, that kind of harrowing on that. Reggie, what are you doing hiding back there with your paint?
Can I find a way? Can I find a way to inch my way closer and not be noticed by Claire?
You get a little bit closer, but I can show the map again. But honestly, there is so much
empty space, right?
Empty space. It is going. So she's standing near that black support beam, that black pillar near the entryway, and you are back way over on the right-hand side of the map, and everybody else is kind of near the center of the map.
So my goal would be to make my way hugging the wall to the far side. Just moving that way in that direction. I'm trying to get as close as I can If she's distracted, great. If I need to make a stealth, I'll try. You know, you tell me
Reggie.
what I can do. God.
Reggie, the gun is not in. It's just hanging on a finger right now. If you're thinking about dousing her, just run forward and dump the bucket on her.
I feel like I need to get closer because if anything, before Ethan's threat, I would have done that. But now that Ethan made the threat, everything's paused. So now I can close the gap.
So yeah, you can get to a position, but you're still like 20 feet away from her. So it'd be a sprint to get to her.
Yeah.
So Claire's standing there, and she backs up. So she's really close to the wall. And she says, "Okay, Ethan. Okay. Hey, you got your way. I freed Chip. Now, don't damage the device.
Claire,
Just
Claire,
slide it on the ground to me."
Claire, let's just talk for a second. One moment. Let's just talk for a second. I would like to damage the device just to spite you. You know that. You absolutely know for certain that I would do it just to spite you. But I'm not doing it because I want my friend back. Tell me how to use it to get Kenny back. Then you can have the device. I don't even care at that point.
Listen, I don't even know where Kenny is. He's probably lost to time. You'd have to probably put on the suit to find him.
Then let me go put on the suit, find him, then you can have the device.
What about the bug people?
Yes, Claire, who are the bug people?
Are you a bug person?
Are you insane? I have no idea what you're talking about.
The bug people that are all over the ones that are using a cloak or a screen just like you are.
Yes, the one with this, and who installed the spectral helmets on our friends?
Yeah.
Does she have one?
She does not have one, and she's looking at you guys weird, and she like starts looking left and right, looking into the corners of the attic.
Oh.
Where did you get your invisible armor from?
Listen, that's not for you to know.
Uh-oh.
Can I guess? Can I guess that a bug man loaned it to you?
Can we do a psychology?
At any rate,
can I do a psychology?
Yeah, go ahead. Do a psychology.
Because I think she might not know about the bug people. And I got a 17 out of 60. So that's a hard.
He seems very sincere and quite confused with this whole bug person conversation.
She doesn't know about the bug people.
How did she get the device?
I don't know, but I don't think she knows about the bug people. I'm a judge. I know how to read people pretty well.
You know how to chuck cleavers too, Judge.
I was world champion in
Claire,
in college.
Claire, let's walk through this. You're an intelligent woman. You've obviously displayed that you have incredible powers. I've seen you control this ball. I've seen that you are resistant to damage. I don't know how these things work. I don't even care. You know that I will do things just because I want to do them, and that I'm willing to burn the whole house down to save my friend. So why not make the smart call? Let me put the suit on and rescue my friend, then you can have the technology. I have a bond of blood with Kenny. Do you understand? He's my brother. His value to me is greater than all of the money in the world. And I will honor my word.
Fine. You wanna put on the suit? Let's go put on the suit.
Put the gun away.
No one better. Give it to me.
Not that you need it.
She holds the gun and she kind of lowers it. She doesn't have pockets. Actually, you know what? She is wearing a little blazer with pockets. So she takes the gun and she tucks it into a pocket, and she says, "I'll hold on to the gun.
Wait. What is the kaleidoscope thing? And how come you can control it?
Chip. In all due course. But suffice to say, it is my slave, and I control it to do whatever it is that I want.
There can be a good outcome to all of this, Claire. There can be a
Start
good
using her
outcome
real
to
name.
all of this if we all just cooperate. And plus, this does not need to exclude any future dating opportunities. I think you're an awesome, very hot woman.
Did you say dating, Ethan?
Well.
How deep does that missing ear wound go?
She's a gorgeous, intelligent
We've
woman.
lost
Do you
the
know
judge.
how hard it is to meet people?
Oh my
Ethan,
God.
she's not that gorgeous.
How do you know?
Well,
Anyway,
I
my
know.
point being that let's all think outside the box here.
I object to having one
He
of
has an
my
app
friends,
of 85.
Oh my God.
to having a friend of mine dating a woman that shot me.
before we start talking about dating the villain,
I'm just saying, don't rule that out, Claire. Don't rule it out.
Ethan, I know you're quite the catch, minus an ear.
Let's just
but
go down the
before we
fucking
go
stairs.
down that
Let's
path,
go downstairs. All righty.
let's try to save Kenneth. Deal with
Did
the
you
bug
mention
people.
my ear, Chip? Did I
Yeah.
just hear you mention my ear?
You couldn't hear me anything. You don't hear me half the time.
Did you just make fun of my ear, Chip? Don't make fun of my ear, Chip.
During all of this, I just get up from wherever I was trying to hide. I'm like, all right, enough of this shit. Let's go downstairs.
And Claire looks right at Reggie. Ah, there you are. And
Reginald.
so Claire speaks again in that weird foul language, and you can see the kaleidoscope. It flickers for her, and then the general tone of the colors that it emanates change to a darker red and ochre kind of color, and it goes back to its steady thrumming and pulsing mode, but in this darker color, and so she says the sphere, the fractal. She says the fractal will follow behind and keep an eye on you guys. So allow me to
All right.
lead this procession to the library.
What was her reaction to my line about dating her after this is all over?
It was a
enormous eye roll.
the eyes, kind of squint a bit, and there's a smirk on her face as you can see the wheels are turning in there at those thoughts.
On. Excellent.
And so she says, "Follow me," and with one foot, she kind of shoves one of William's legs out of the way, and she steps over William and heads for the stairs.
Sashaying, I would suppose.
Sashaying, yeah.
Well, okay.
I will. As we're walking by, I do put the pink hand down, but I will take the other pistol. The other pistol that this one dropped.
As Reginald is leaning down with the other pistol, I am going to give him the control mechanism under my hand as a sleight of hand. Now that her back is turned to me.
Okay.
Who are you giving it to?
Reginald, as he was moving down, I'm going to put it into his hand as a sleight of hand.
And I shove that in my pocket too.
Okay.
All right. And then I'll follow downstairs.
All right.
All right, let's go.
Reggie, you can add to your character sheet
Ready?
a 32 revolver that does 1d8 damage.
1d8. All right, cool.
And I think as we descend the stairs, this will be a perfect place to draw the curtain for tonight's episode.
Right.
Awesome.
Awesome game.
Our
I can't
players,
believe we're all still alive.
our players
I can't
include.
either.
Our players included Matt Ryan, Philip Greeley, Jesse Aponte, and myself, with John Hook as the keeper of the secrets. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows, free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. One of our recent players is now also a patron. Nimrod Slor-Futterman has pledged $3 a month. Thank you so much, Nimrod, and we'll see you in an upcoming game.
Thank you, Nimrod.
If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.